Well, yesterday's monsoons have certainly changed the weather in these parts. It went from being really summer-like to suddenly being cold. I got up this morning, I put a sweater on. It just felt cold and I had an early appointment, so I just got back from that. I came on today for a number of things. I'm not gonna, well, I'll show you my makeup today, but it's not about makeup today. And I'm gonna do more of this later because I have another appointment at 12:30 and it's getting close to that now. I wanna talk about the ladies of YouTube, the ladies in our wonderful, wonderful community. God, they're great. I feel as if I have new best friends and people I look forward to seeing if they're not around for any reason for a few days or a few weeks. I really miss them. And it has been such a joy for me, such a blessing, and so unexpected that just want to let you guys know. Okay, then we'll talk about what we're here for today. Let me show you the makeup really quickly. A little bit different today, again staying with that really kind of very minimal eye look, but I did today, I always do my base of the white or my base of that pinkish color, and then I did the brown on the outsides, and I pulled out my ColourPop to show you recently, which made me think of using it more. The color that I used today is called, did I do the cricket? No, I didn't. I did not. The color that I used today was the, oh, it's called Weenie. Well, we'll forgive it. This is what it looks like. The reason I think I had stopped using the ColourPop shadows for a while and kind of put them on the back burner was that for me, the only way that they work really efficiently is if I do it with my fingers, because it just doesn't apply enough product if I do it with a brush to get any effect. I have just a little bit, not at the corners, but near the corners. Can you see it? Just a little bit. It's kind of coppery looking. When I put it on, I realized that it was not going to be dark enough, so I needed to do my dark brown in the corners. And what I did, it was interesting, a few days ago, I had watched somebody's YouTube video about makeup, about doing her, oh, I know what it was. It was this great younger gal who does beautiful, beautiful makeup videos. She was showing a new palette that she had gotten. And the palette, I love the colors in it. I actually bought it. I don't even want to talk about it until I show it to you because I'm really excited about it. So hopefully it'll get here soon. I was watching her, and when I saw what she did with this palette that I will be getting soon, I couldn't believe how great it looked. I never would have chosen what she chose, and it was perfect. Now I remember what I was talking about. What it was that I loved the look. I think it was hers. I loved the look of the transition colors. I tend to go for the warmer colors for the transition. And I suddenly thought, I used to in the beginning when I was first learning how to do this, I used a lot of the cooler colors more. And I had totally forgotten how good that was. I really like it. Take a look. It sort of makes everything recede. It gives me a really nice looking lid in terms of the size of it. So you don't really feel as if the lid is as hooded as it is in reality. I also today, because I had to rush out the door, I used my Lash Paradise, the Voluminous Lash Paradise, and it really, it did a nice job. I usually like to use my others because they're really easy to take off, but look, I mean, it did a nice job. I just did one coat, And considering that I have no liner on whatsoever on the top, I do have a tiny bit on the corner on the bottom. I forgot, because I was in such a hurry, I forgot to even tight line, so I'll have to do that before I go out for this next appointment. But that's what I did today, and I got a little bit, I don't know, a little bit more adventurous today on the bottom. Instead of using the typical transition colors or something in a similar color tone to what I did for the shadow, I went with the blues. And I kind of like it. It's a little bit different, so that's fun. I know you're going to ask me about the wig. Most of you know it. This is the Gabor Sweet Talk in the 23101. This is not the soft shade. This is just the sun-kissed beige. And as crazy as I got about it in the beginning, that it was nothing that I expected, turns out to be one of my favorites, which I think is a great lesson in life. You just never know when you meet something how well it's going to work for you. I wanted to talk about a couple of serious things today and a couple of things that are just kind of fun. I've been going down memory lane a little bit, and it's funny because I guess I was watching Life After 60, Sandra's channel, and she was talking about her earlier days when she was in the world of entertainment, and I started my life in that world as well, and then it sort of segued into just being around it a lot as I got older. At one point I had worked for Sotheby's auction house, the major auction house, and it was a very exciting time, and there was some very exciting auctions. I mean, at the time, and this goes back to the early 80s, they had, I think, the first Van Gogh that sold at the time for over $2 million was in an auction that I attended. And they were absolutely fascinating to watch, and seeing the people who bought the Renoirs and all of those wonderful, wonderful works of art that we know so well, seeing them in pictures and history. It's part of the fabric of who we are as a people. And one day I had broken my toe very unceremoniously at home. I tripped over a mat in the bathroom and I broke my toe. It was killing me. Now, there's not a whole heck of a lot they typically do for a toe. You kind of heal, but I had to go back to work the next day, being a Monday, and I used to drive into the city and park right near the building, and then I would park at a meter, and God bless my mother, she would come with me into the city and sit there and feed quarters into the meter until I came out at 10:30 to park for the day. So when I did that, on the day that I got back to work after my, with my broken toe, it was pouring, and it reminded me of it because it was pouring yesterday. So here it was, coming down in buckets. I was wearing a raincoat, like a trench coat. I looked a little bit like Columbo, except mine was probably pressed. And I used my umbrella like a cane to hobble into the building. When I got into the building, there were two elevators. At the time, the building was on Madison Avenue. And it was up in the 70s, right near Central Park. So I go into the building. There are the two elevators. They were manned by elevator men. And the left elevator descended to the first floor as I walked into the building. And out came Gina Lollobrigida in a full-length lynx coat. She was gorgeous. She was dramatic looking. She was stunning. The coat was to die for, even though I know that's politically not correct today, but that was back in the day when that was not, or at least it wasn't talked about back then. So as she exited the building with her entourage, the other elevator door opened and I squeaked by across the floor in my tennis shoes that were squeaking from the water that had gotten in as I had kind of made my way to the front door. As I walked in the elevator, I said to the elevator man, who obviously I had known very well by that time, I said, "What a study in contrasts." We both had a little laugh about it, and it's something that from time to time just comes back into my memory and makes me smile. So all the little experiences that we have, I'll tell you more about Sotheby sometime, because we had so many interesting people come in there and so many interesting auctions. It was fascinating. It also taught me that just because you see something written by the press, or just because you hear something as it's presented on TV news, does not make it true. Because they had said something at one of the auctions, and the way they reported it was not the way it was. It was their perception of the way it was, but it was not the way it was. And as I say, it taught me a really good life lesson. So take what you read and take what you hear with a little bit of a grain of salt. So that is my Sotheby story, my friends. And it looks to me as if I'm going to have to do the whole rest of this video another time because I went and got so long. I am sorry. I want to say a thank you to my dear friend Sheila of Life with Lily. She gave me a shout out today, totally unexpected, and all of a sudden I had these people coming over and subscribing to my channel. So I thank you, Sheila. As I told you, love you. Love. My dog is making all kinds of noise. Something banged on the door. So I'm going to have to end this, but love you, my friend, and I will see the rest of you very soon. It's really much darker. It's late in the afternoon. It's 4:02. The sun is in a different place in the sky these days, and it really totally changes the light as it crosses over this space. So I'm going to make this short because I really don't want you to suffer with this crazy lighting. A couple of things. Number one, I always learn lessons from life. I learn lessons on YouTube every single day of the week. One of the things that I learned that's no real surprise is how much difference every one of us makes in everyone else's life. By Sheila doing that little shout out to me today has made a difference. And it shows me that I need to do the same thing. I really need to do the same thing for other people that I have found that I think you would really enjoy. And I've got to kind of do that for them to kind of spread the wealth. And I think, again, this is such a great community. I absolutely love you all. Okay, on another note, just wanted to share with you, I just came home and there was a package waiting for me. Tiny, tiny, tiny little purchase on Chico's. And what I got, and this is an open kind of thing, so I'm not sure what to make of that. I got a pair of deep navy pants in a twill kind of a fabric that looked really nice online. It has this little bit of a button detailing, and I thought that was really attractive at the waistband. So I have a feeling that's going to look really nice. I will try it on the next time I'm here. I will show you that the price on this is, oh, that's really funny. Looks like somebody put it back on as if somebody had taken it off. In any case, the original price on this was, can you see it, $99. The price that I paid on it, well, let me show you the second one first. And the second one is in kind of a camel color. It's the So Slimming Elise pants. I like them. I do not like the line that goes down the front of the pant. I would have preferred it without it, but I really like these pants a lot. They're very comfortable. They wear well. This one, again, the original price on it was $89. So they had this big sale, and this is what I paid for each. Can you see it? Does it show? I paid $19.87 for each pair. So that's in essence almost $200 worth of pants for $40. It's a good deal. So I wanted to share that with you. And I will see you all really soon because I have a whole lot more to say. Aren't you thrilled? Take care. One final thing for today, and it kind of made me smile. I have been in search of the perfect eyelash curler since I started curling my lashes again. Oh, I guess sometime in the last 6 months or so. I had seen this thing, and you know how much I love Miraness and their products. I had seen this on Miraness, and it is battery operated. So what it does is, when you turn it on, this pinkish looking thing turns white when it heats up. So the green light shows you it's on and it's heating up. And when it heats up, you put it on your eye and you press up on this. It makes it curl the lashes, and it curls it with heat, which in theory sounds like a really great idea, doesn't it? The only issue is, for me, it didn't work. So this is my first impression of it. I may change my mind, as I often do, but I had to laugh. As this thing was fully heated up, you can see that the color is already changing to a kind of milky white. And I could feel the heat as I got it near my eye, which of course made me want to have it not too near my eye, because I really wasn't too thrilled at the thought of burning my face as I curled my lashes. Now, this might not in fact happen, but that's how I felt. So what I did was I held it a little further away from my face, and it did absolutely nothing. I did it a couple of times, and I was expecting, remember years ago when you curled your lashes, they were curled. Whatever it was that they used on the thing, I think it was maybe rubber at the time instead of this awful plastic that they use now. Whatever it was, it did something. This new one does Zippo. Absolutely Zippo. So I had to laugh, and I really had to share that with you. Now, as I say, you know that many times in the past I have tried things and I have either liked them or not liked them at the start and have felt totally different after time. So I will update you if my opinion changes, but as of this moment in time, I would say the Miraness Eye Curl battery operated heated eyelash curler is a no-go. I'll let you know if that changes. Okay, folks, see you next time.